Hey lovelies, it's Lio again. We're doing more Easter nail art today. This technique is super simple and can be done with stuff you probably have. Even better, it can be used for nearly any other small thing if you don't like jelly beans. Of course, jelly beans do make this an Easter mani. Who would inflict jelly beans on themselves at any time other than Easter? They're like conversation hearts or fruitcake. You gotta have them once a year, and then that's enough for the next 365 days. And you know what we do to fill that jelly bean void the rest of the year? Nail art! Let's get to it! So to start, I'm going to paint several thick patches of top coat onto my nail art mat. A plastic baggie works well for this too, but most nail art mats have nail-shaped outlines, rulers, things to help you figure out just how big to make your decals. It's really not that important. If you don't have a guide, a little too big is better than a little too small. Scissors are a thing. While that dries, I'll clean and prep my nails, adding a standard base coat on most of my nails and a peel-off base coat on my middle finger. There's going to be a lot of polish on that finger by the end, and it'll be so much easier to take it off with a peel-off. So, on my non-peely nails, I'm going to add a coat of regular top coat, then a matte top coat. The end result looks pretty much just like a bare nail, but with the added strength of 3 layers of lacquer. I don't like to go naked, well, on my nails anyway. After the top coat patches are dry, I'll be using a lot of colors. Traditional jelly bean colors are white, yellow, red, orange, pink, green, and purple. I'm gonna nix the orange. I'm breaking out my trusty toothpick, although if you have a small dotting tool, that's going to be a lot more comfortable to use for this much dotting. Well, not exactly dotting. I want a whole bunch of fat little ovals all over, so I'm drawing super short lines with my toothpick. I'm doing one color at a time on all the decals because I'm using regular polish, which dries real quick. Doing one decal at a time would make for a lot of polish waste. Make your little jelly beans face all different directions like they would if they were, jelly beans. Try not to overlap them, that'll make the colors bleed. So after the time lapse, we'll let that dry, then use tweezers to peel up the decals. I'll put on a tiny bit of clear polish, then press a decal gently into place using an orange wood stick. The gently part will get way more crucial at the top layers. All that mostly dry polish makes things a little squishy. I trim the excess with scissors, then melt the whole thing into place with some acetone and a cleanup brush around the edges. Make sure you get any extra decal off your skin too. I let it dry for a minute before I start the next layer, which I apply the same way. Clear polish, press on, cut to size, then acetone to finish. The acetone sealing step gets really important toward the end because you need to get those back corners melted down in there and flush, or else your mani will probably lift after a day or two. Because this is what is technically known as a crap load of layers of polish, a quick drying top coat is key to create a tough outer shell while the soft, nougaty interior dries. Now to finish the look. Am I the only one who can never get all the jelly beans in the bowl when I pour them in, or am I just a hot mess? Don't answer that. So there's going to be a little spillover onto my other nails. I'm just going to dab a few jelly beans on the adjacent nails with my toothpick for a perfect finished product. I'm also going to get extra and add a little glossy top coat just on the jelly beans with my toothpick to make them a little rounded and super shiny. And, oh wait! I think I forgot a color. Quick confessional time, my favorite jelly beans are the black ones. Maybe that's why I don't eat them year round. So, there we go. A fun, colorful mani for Easter. It does take a bit of time, but if a talentless hack like me can execute this simple design, so can you. I'll see you next time.